guys, welcome to KV School Education. Today I am going to explain you the 6th chapter of class 7. The chapter name is A Hero. So what is the meaning of hero here? Hero means courage to do anything. Person who have courage to do anything. So then we'll give him a tag like hero. If he'll face any risk, so we will give him a tag like hero. So next, let us see the first picture description. Next, what is the picture description? Fortune favors the brave. Here you can see this. Fortune favors the brave. So what is the meaning of fortune? Fortune is nothing but change. Fortune is nothing but change. Next, favor. Favor, it means support. Favor is nothing but support. So fortune favors. It means change supports. The brave. It means brave. It means courage. Here the meaning will be same. Courage. It means ability to do anything. So brave. Fortune favors the brave. Fortune change. Favor support. Brave courage. So change will support the courage. Next, this is a picture description. Now we'll see the lesson. That is reading A. Father was sitting under the hall lamp and reading the newspaper. He looked over the newspaper and said, Swami, listen to this. News has been received about the bravery of a village lad who was returning home by the jungle path. While he was in the middle of the jungle, he came face to face with the tiger. The newspaper gave a detailed account of the boy's fight with the tiger. It also described how the boy flew up a tree where he stayed half a day. At last, some people came that way and killed the tiger. So what happened here? The father was sitting and he was reading the newspaper. So father's son was Swami. So the father was sitting and he was reading the newspaper and he saw the headline and he talked with his son that a boy, what is given in the newspaper, a boy, he was passing in the jungle. So what happened? The tiger came in front of him. So what happened then? The boy was very brave that he ran and he climbed the tree. He sat upon the tree and the tiger was down of him and he was not scared about it because he was very brave and he was very courageous person. So his father, this is a story which was happened and that was given in the newspaper. So his father was looking him and he said to his son that the boy has been very courageous and he faced the tiger. Then what happened? Then some of the villagers came and killed the tiger and saved the boy. So this was his story and he described to his son. So what happened? Next paragraph we'll see. After reading it through, the father looked at Swami fixedly and asked, what do you say to that? I think he must have been a very strong and grown up person, not a boy at all, said the Swami. How could a boy fight with a tiger? So what happened here? So Swami was shocked and he was not accepting that thing. That he's saying that how can a boy do this? He thought that he may be a grown up person, then he'll have more courage to do. How can a boy be very courageous? And this Swami was questioned to his father. You think you know better than the newspaper, father said crossly. A man may have the strength of an elephant and not be a coward. Another may be a mere skeleton, but if he have real courage, he can do anything. Courage is everything. Strength and age doesn't matter. How much can that be? Swami said Swami. Suppose I had a lot of courage, but what could I do if a tiger attacked me? So what happened here? After listening that, the Swami said that I won't accept this because a boy cannot do this. If a person is, if he is aged person, then he has courage. So what his father replied, the newspaper will not be wrong because it is a media. It will not give the fake things. It will show what is real, what is happening in the. So the courage doesn't see the age. It should be needed for every person. It may be for a small boy to an aged person. So his father replied that. Next, see the next para. Can you prove you have courage? Said father with a scowl. Let me see if you can sleep alone tonight in my office room. So what happened here? His father replied that, can you prove you have a courage? So what happened here? His father asked to Swami that, you can you prove that you have a courage? So he's a small boy. So his father is asking him. So he gave him a challenge that to sleep in his office room. Next paragraph. Swami has always slept beside his granny in a porch. The two always had their beds side by side. Any change in their arrangements kept him trembling and awake all the night. So what happened here? His father replied him that, if you have a courage, then you sleep in my office room alone, because the Swami always used to sleep beside of his granny. And they used to, if no one will be with Swami, then he used to panic, he used to tremble, he always used to get anxiety. So his father given him a challenge that to sleep alone in his father's office room. So next paragraph. He hoped at first that father was only joking. He tried to change the topic by saying, father, our captain say we shall have some elders also in our cricket. So what happened here? Nothing. What happened? Swami has changed the topic. His father is telling that to sleep him in office room. The Swami has changed the topic that my cricket team, something he said, and he changed the topic. Then his father ignored him. He said that, don't tell all these things. Just what I said, I given you a challenge that to sleep in my office room alone without his granny. So next, from the first of the name. So what Swami said, from next month I will sleep. He replied to his father. So his father said that, no, if you want to accept this challenge, do it from today only, not next month. Next, father lifted the newspaper to his face and started reading it again. So what happened? After telling this, the father again lifted the newspaper and started reading. Next. Granny was sitting up in her bed and she said, boy, are you ready, feeling happy, feeling sleepy today? Don't you want to hear a story? So what happened? Swami used to sleep with his granny. So what happened here? Granny, he was very upset, Swami. So what happened? His granny said that, today are you very sleepy, I think, because he was very dull. And she is asking that, don't you want to listen a story? So he used to listen the story daily. So Swami didn't reply. So he pulled a bed and pulled the blanket over his face. Sorry, not bed, pulled the blanket. So what happened? He pulled the blanket over his face. Then what happened? What did Granny reply? Don't cover your face. Are you really so sleepy? So she was asking that, are you really very sleepy that you are covering your face? Swami uncovered his face and, please Granny, don't talk to me and don't let anyone disturb me even if the house is on the fire. I shall perhaps die if I don't sleep at once. So what happened here? So he replied to Granny that, don't disturb me. If anything will happen, don't disturb me. I'll sleep, because he was very scared of it. Then he turned over and curled under the blanket, and then he slept, and he was thinking, and the father was standing beside of him. He was looking the Swami. Next, then he turned over and curled the blanket. Next, get up, Swami, father commanded. He looked like a ghost in the semi-darkness of the porch. Swami stirred and groaned as if he is asleep. Get up, Swami, said father a second time. Why do you disturb me? Disturb him, Granny pleaded. So what happened? The father started lifting the Swami. That he saw a semi-dark ghost. Then the Granny pleaded. Means what happened? He already, Swami said to Granny that, don't wake up him. Don't let him to wake. So next, father rolled up his bed, took it under his arm and said, come with me. Swami looked at the Granny, hesitated for a moment, and then followed his father into the office room. Let me sleep in the hall further. Swami pleaded, your office room is very dusty and there may be scorpions behind your lodge. So what happened here? After the father taken the Swami to his office room. Then he's saying that sleep here because I given you the challenge. So what did Swami said? No, because here it is very dusty and all the scorpions are over here. Then what happened? There are no scorpions, boy. Can you sleep on the bench if you like? So what happened in the office room? The conversation between his father and Swami was going on. So this father replied that there are no scorpions, there is a bench, you can sleep on that. Next, can I have a lamp burning in the room? So the Swami requested his father to get a lamp. No, you must learn to be brave. You must not to be afraid of darkness. It's only a question of habit. Will you at least leave the door open? Swami said very humbly. So what happened here? The Swami requested his father to keep a lamp. Then the father said that no, you should be a brave. You should be a brave and you should be not scared of darkness. So Swami was very scared of darkness. So his father said that don't be worry. I will not give any lamp to you. You should be learn how to be a brave. Then his Swami requested his father to at least keep the door open, not closed, open. So so what will happen here? His father lettered him and he kept the door open. So he asked very humbly, "All right," said father, "but promise you won't roll up your bed and go to your granny's side at night. If you don't, I'll tell your teacher and make you laughing stock of the whole class." So what happened here? Father requested him that to not go to the granny and sleep over there. You just sleep here itself, he said. And if you'll not, then he'll go to his teachers and he'll make a laugh of him in front of all his friends. So Swami was pained and angry. He did not like the his father was showing. He cursed the newspaper that he printed the tiger story. He wished that the tiger had not spared the boy. The night was advanced and the silence in the house dependent. Swami heart began to beat faster. He remembered all the stories of the devils and ghosts he had heard. He was almost faint with the fear. Swami got up and spread his bed under the bench and crouched there. It seemed to be much safer place. He shut his eyes tight and enchased himself in the blanket. Unknown to himself, Swami fell asleep. In his sleep, he had a terrible dream. So what happened here? So after his father went out from his room, so what happened? Swami get very angry upon his father, and what happened? He was very scared, and he remembered all the ghost stories which has been he heard, and he was very worried about it. After that, he was sleeping on the table. After some time, his heartbeat has been increased faster, and he went below the bench, and he kept his blanket, and he covered his face with the blanket, and he was thinking much and more. So what happened? At last he got a terrible dream. A tiger was chasing him. Swami tried hard to escape, but his feet could not move. He tried to open his eyes, but his eyelids would not open. He groaned his despair. So what happened? Which dream he got? He got the tiger's dream that the tiger was chasing him, and he was trying to move, but he could not move, and he was trying to open his eyelids, but the eyelids are not opening. So these dreams. At last, using utmost effort, he opened his eyes. He put his hand out to feel his granny presence, as was his habit. So what happened? He kept his hand sidely, because always he used to sleep with his granny, but he didn't. He's in dreams, so he didn't know that he was sleeping in his father's office room. Then he kept his hand that his granny is present with him, but he's only touched the wooden leg of the bench. What happened? Then the wooden leg of the bench were there. He touched it. At once, his lonely state came back to him. He shook in fear and closed his eyes. He heard a little rustling noise in the room. So what happened? That he was feared, and he closed his eyes. Then what happened? A little rustling sound was heard in his room. What can this be? So Swami was thinking, what can it be? Slowly he opened his eyes slowly. So something was moving in the darkness. Swami lay gazing it in horror. He was certain that his end had came. The devil would soon pull him out and tear him to peace. So what happened here? He was thinking that something was there. If it will be devil, it will tear the Swami. And he was thinking that it was all his imagination. So he thought that this is my last moment. Now I will die. So he was thinking that. Next, as it came nearer, Swami crawled out from under the bench. At once he clutched its leg and dug his teeth in. So what happened? He slowly crawled out from the bench. That he used to see what is going on. So slowly he got a courage that to see what happening over there. Next, there was a painful cry. Ayyo, something has been bitten me. Then there was a heavy tumbling and falling amidst furniture. Everyone in the house was awakened by the loudly noise. In a moment, father and servants came running with the light. So what happened here? There was a painful cry. Ayyo, something has bitten me. Something has bitten me. So what happened here? There was a sound. Both of them fell on a burglar who lay amidst the furniture with a bleeding knee. The next day was a day of congratulations for Swami. His classmates looked at him with respect. His teacher patted him back for his courage and bravery. The headmaster said that he was a true scout. Swami had bitten into the knee of the notorious housebreaker, and the police were grateful to him. So what happened here? The Swami received many congratulations, and he received many respect, and he received a tag of courageous and bravery, and his headmaster also appreciated him. All the police were very grateful to meet with him. So when father returned home from the club that night, he asked, "Where is the boy? He is asleep so early." He didn't have a wink of sleep the whole of last night, said Swami's mother. Where is sleeping? In his usual place, sleeping beside his granny again. Father exclaimed, that is why he wanted to be asleep before I returned home. Clever boy. Let him sleep where he likes, mother said angrily. You needn't risk his life again. All right, pamper him and spoil him as much as you like, father mumbled as he walked away to his room. After receiving many appreciations, then what happened again? What happened next day? His father came to home. He felt asleep, so he slept. So his father asked his mother, where did he sleep? Then he replied that his mother that beside his granny. Again he slept beside his granny. His father replied. So what his father said, all right, pampering him and spoiling him as much as you like. So his father said that replied to his mother that always his mother used to pamper him, and she used to care. So his father said that spoil him as much as you like. So his father replied. Swami was following the whole conversation from under the blanket. He felt a great relief to hear his father giving up him. So what happened here? At last line of the lesson is that Swami was listening all the conversation of his mother and father, covering the blanket to his face, and he felt relief that his father has been give up. So this is his story, and finally, after giving his father given him some of strength that to be a courageous person, to be a brave, that he received many appreciations, much of respect from all of them. It has been very great for him. So this is the story of this lesson. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe our channel. Thank you.